responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We ready? Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much crying from that. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh, no, this one ain't over yet. It just got started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I just told Keith Hennick, Caller of the Year for 2020, it is his day. It is his day. He and Todd Malcolm can go off today. They can go off because they were the ones that held the line on Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. And I got to tell you, I, along with many other of my colleagues out there, are wrong. We were just wrong. We were wrong. As a Saints fan, I did not think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would go as far as representing the NFC, not just the NFC South, but the NFC in the Super Bowl. I had chance after chance after chance to jump on the Tom Brady train. I did not. I didn't jump on it when a diminished Drew Brees walked out there a couple of weeks ago. I didn't do it yesterday when Aaron Rodgers was on the other side of the field. I wrote them off. And I will admit it, unlike many of my colleagues who will remain nameless. So, it ain't my job to call them out. They can call their own mess out. But anyway, I got to say, I did not think that Tom Brady would lead this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team to the Super Bowl. And, there's a lot we're going to talk about it today, but I got to tell you this. Tom Brady ain't the only one that gets the credit for yesterday. Yesterday. He is not. In fact, if Todd Bowles does not have a game ball right now for the defense that he called against Aaron Rodgers, then stop giving him out. Stop giving him out. If he doesn't have a game plan for what he called, the game ball for what he called against Devontae Parker. Adams. I always get him wrong. Adams. Stop giving him out. For how he shut down the Packers' run game, their high-volume offensive attack, how they turned over Aaron Rodgers, be it one time. But let me just throw this little line out there. They also overcame 3 Tom Brady turnovers. Todd Bowles, baby. Todd Bowles should have a game ball. Now, I'm not going to diminish all that Brady has done over his career. There's a crazy argument going around. Is Brady the best athlete of all time? No, he is not. He is not. Is he on the Mount Rushmore of greatest athletes of all time? Maybe. If there's room. If there is room. I will go ahead and give you some of mine on the Mount Rushmore of all-time greatest athletes. I'll do that in a little bit. Is Tom Brady on it? Maybe. Is he the best quarterback to ever play the game? Yeah. Yeah, I give you that. I give you that today. You don't even owe me change. If I gave you too much, keep the change. Keep the change. But this greatest athlete of all time? Nah, man. Nah, there are too many other people that had to help him be great. He didn't shoot the lights out last night. He played well, kept him in it, got the win. But let's not go crazy. Let's not get nuts in my Prince voice. All right, so anyway, Keith Hennick, he must supplant Montana. Nerp. Keith, I love you, Keith, man. I ain't afraid to say it. Grown man on national radio in front of millions and millions around the world. Keith Hennick, I love you. You're real, bro. You're a real one, man. As they say out in my neighborhood, you're a real one, bro. You are a real one. Keith knows the deal. Keith knows the deal. So anyway, I will give Tom Brady I heard a stat coming in today, and I was like, they better be glad I'm driving because I would have had to pull over and check it. Tom Brady has played in 18% of all the Super Bowls ever played. 18% of all the Super Bowls ever played, Tom Brady has played in 18% of them. That's unreal. That's unreal. In 21 seasons, Tom Brady has played in 14 conference championship games. That's unreal. Unreal. If I'm the Houston Texans, I rehire Bill O'Brien, I slap him on the back of his neck, and then I send him off again. I fire him again. I do that like every day this week. Yo, Bill, we're going to bring you back. We're sorry. We didn't mean it. As soon as he gets in his chair again, like, I'm back. Smack the back of that. You know you ain't. Yeah. You ain't never played in a conference championship game as a head coach. Get out of here. You fired. Call him back tomorrow. Yo, Bill, I don't know what was wrong with me, man. Come on back. My bad. My bad. Your neck all right? Your neck all right? Let him get comfortable. Let him get his first cup of coffee. Tell that neck. You know you better get out of here. 4 conference division championships, and you ain't never been to a conference championship game as a head coach. I'd slap him on the back of his neck again. I would. Tom Brady has been in 14 of them out of 21 years. 6 Super Bowl rings. That also is why he can't be the greatest of all time. That's also why he can't be the greatest. He's on his way to his 10th Super Bowl. He's got 6 rings, which means he's got 3 losses. And there's some people out there that have never lost one. Never lost one. So, greatness, absolutely. Superstar, absolutely. One of the best to ever play it, best quarterback to ever play it, absolutely. 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 Greatest athlete of all time? No. Mm-mm. Now, there's some other athletes in other sports that, no. Sorry. Great, though. Greatness. All right, let me hit the break. Let's talk about it today. Got a lot we got to talk about. Got to talk about Kansas City. Got to talk about Green Bay. Got to talk about Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, some very eye-opening comments after last night's loss. Very eye-opening comments. So we'll get to all of that. 281-453-1000. If you want in, 281-453-1000, or text me 832-453-1000. 832-403-5005. 832-403-5005. Don't talk about random stuff. We're talking about this weekend in sports. We can talk about Conor McGregor. We can talk about the Rockets, the Spurs. We can talk about that. But again, don't give me randomness. Don't call me talking about something nonsense. All right. If you're a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, there is a reputable company that would like to talk with you. Their number to get more information is 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. If you want to talk to a reputable company and you have a CDL license, you have a good driving record and a TWIC card, again, that number, 832-767-3211. Take a break, come back with this first caller right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
My name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like a gazillion dollars, and they didn't have a gazillion dollars. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680. I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK, 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. All right, let me go to the phone line. I got Caller of the Year 2017 and one of the finalists in the Lunch Break Weekly, Keeping Up with the Joneses Challenge. It's nobody but Ferdinand. What up, though?
What up, brother AJ and lunch breakers? What's going on? What's going on?
What's going on with you, man? You called to tell me you knew something about this Tom Brady fella? You knew he was going to be all right?
Yeah, AJ, I was trying to give you bits and pieces of, what I could. Tom is almost 8 or 9% of what Peyton Manning was when Peyton Manning won a championship. Tom Brady has weapons. And if I must say so myself, Tom Brady, to me, AJ, has more weapons in Tampa Bay than he had in New England. What happened with a leader is a leader, Bill Belichick, can bring the most out of the talent that he has. He's been able to coach that. So some of that has, just left. And with Tom, as he journey his journey, you got to know to get the best out of players. You got to know how to coach players. You got to know who you have around you. Tom is nowhere. His age may be one thing, but his body is. I'd give him 30. He's 43, you think? But his body conditioning could be right at 30. So he's not the greatest of all time. He's just at the pinnacle of his career. He's one of what you call a seasoned veteran. You have every opportunity to win any and every game. What I've noticed on yesterday was Green Bay could not capitalize on a turnover. Now, if you notice, AJ, throughout the playoffs, how do teams win? They capitalize on mistakes. And so Green Bay wasn't able to do that. So what happened? Like, you got to bring up Todd Bowles. Defensive coordinators mean something. An experienced defensive coordinator has to know when to call plays, when to change up, when to stick with the game plan, get a little offset of the game plan. And so we saw what greatness was when it came to a defensive coordinator. That's why I piggyback on Romeo Crennel so much, because I know that he's that kind of coach. So therefore, Tampa Bay held on. They weathered the storm and they got a victory. Tom Brady, hey, you can't take anything away from him.
No, you can't. You definitely can't take anything away from him. I mean, I'll give you that all day long and twice on Sunday. You cannot take anything away from him. But I gotta be honest. He played a great game. He played a good game.
AJ, and I'm glad you brought that up. Peyton Manning, when he won a championship, didn't play a great game, but he played a good game. He knew how to manage the game. We got to at least give that to Tom.
Yep.
Tom been there long enough to know how to manage a win.
Yep.
Now, I'm not going to tell you who's going to win a championship out of those two teams until all the picks are in. Now, I'm going to let you know on your phone before it ends who's going to win.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay. All right. All right.
But yeah. Don't take nothing away from Tom, man. But I'm really happy for the team that advanced. That can't take anything from Pat Mahomes, and his coach, man. I mean, really doing what they need to do to just make it happen.
Yeah. I hear you. Any surprises from yesterday, either game? Any surprises for you, especially in that KC Buffalo game? Any surprises there?
Absolutely not, AJ. I picked the winner.
I thought that the young quarterback, Josh Allen, I felt like he was pressing. I even told one of my colleagues, it feels like the moment is a little too big for him just yet. He's playing better than he did last year against the Texans, but once again, it felt like he was trying to do too much. I haven't caught him staring down receivers. From the moment he got the ball, he stared down one receiver, and Kansas City was going to pick up on that.
Inexperience. I watched the Bills. I like the Bills. I was very appalled when the Texans beat the Bills. But like I said, when you got a Deshaun, he can elude defenders, and that's what happened. They should have beat the Texans because the gifted, the talented Deshaun was able to get away from two defenders who had him tackled. You had to give Deshaun a spot. So no. I watched the Bills, man. They've been improving for the last 2 or 3 years. The quarterback, he's improving. Josh, he's got to realize you're not where Tom is. You got to be able to take defeat so you can become a champion one day. So everything is a learning curve. Take this and learn from it. And I think he'll be okay. But yeah, it just wasn't his year, just inexperience. And maybe he can look back at himself, and while he's looking at his teammates, he can look in the mirror and say, look, I made some mistakes. I was trying to do a little too much, and then maybe I can grow from it. Got to check the man in the mirror.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that. What do you think about some of the coaching decisions made by both the Green Bay head coach and by the Buffalo head coach?
Well, man, AJ, I've seen everything, man. In the last 12 months, I've seen it all. You can't buy a championship. You can't just fire people, AJ, when you lose crucial games. You can build from that. But when you're trying to, AJ, keep changing coaches here and there, you're messing up the chemistry. Every coach doesn't have the same chemistry. Man, you got one game away from a Super Bowl. And so therefore you got a lot to build on with the coaches you have right there. But, in this day and time, we want to buy a championship. We want to get a coach. We want to win a championship. No. It takes development. It takes fundamentals. And it takes a group of guys who want to play for the coach that you bring in to get everything you have out of them.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I was a little surprised that the head coach of Green Bay decided to go for a field goal when you're down by 8. You're down on the goal line. You need that touchdown. Aaron Rodgers made, I thought, a bad decision not to try and run for the touchdown on the third down play. And then, of course, they ended up kicking the field goal, thinking that they had 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. But that's Tom Brady on the other side that you're about to give the ball to. I don't care how good your defense is. You got too much history to know you're not going to see this ball again.
AJ, you have to do everything in your power to win. When you give yourself a chance to win, you can win. Coaches will make bad decisions. Players will make bad decisions. Whenever there's opportunity on the clock, I don't care if it's 4th down and you know who you're playing, you got to go for it.
Yeah.
Now, versus the field goal and the first down, like you said, I'm going for the first down. A field goal can do nothing. It took Tom Brady 8 seconds to score a touchdown. You know who you're playing. You're playing one of the greatest of all time. He don't need but minutes, and he can see the pressure. I can feel, certain things as an opponent. So therefore, he knows what to do. He knows how to manage the game, and he did just that. So sometimes you got to look back as a coach, man. You got to stick to the game plan. Do what you can do to make first downs and touchdowns. If you know good and well, AJ, a field goal is not going to help you win, why am I kicking a field goal?
Yeah. Now that's my thing, man. And everybody talk about these young hot coaches. Doc, them young hot coaches got to be young and hot in games that matter. A lot of folks give coaches credit for the regular seasons, but when you get into those playoff rounds and you get in those conference championships, when you can't be young, smart, and hot then, it don't matter how young, smart, and hot you were before that.
Absolutely. And I know you got to go, AJ. I'll leave you with this. Experience is a great teacher. When we go to the Super Bowl, we're going to see who has the most experience, who won't panic. I'm one of them guys, AJ, I don't panic under pressure. Bring me the pressure. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Bring me the pressure.
You sound like me.
Whoever doesn't panic under pressure is going to be the victorious one. And so therefore, look, I wouldn't, if I'm in the team right now, I wouldn't break up my coaching. I wouldn't break up what I have. I'll build on what I have. But every experience, every play means something. Take something from it, learn from it, and know, okay, what I'll do in the next series.
All right, let me hit you with one thing before I go. Texans trade Deshaun Watson to the Green Bay Packers for Aaron Rodgers. Would you do it?
I'll do anything to get Deshaun Watson out of Houston. I wouldn't like that trade, but if that's the only way Deshaun Watson can get out of Houston, I'm for it. I'm for wherever Deshaun Watson wants to go. Because you're not going to win a championship here. And this other thing, too, if I'm Bieniemy, I wouldn't come to Texas.
Yeah,
why would I
man.
leave a championship team, AJ? Why would I leave a championship caliber team?
Yeah.
Well, I can get championship to come to a team that's depressing and won't get a Super Bowl for 4, 5, 6, 7 decades.
Yeah. I wouldn't come nowhere near this. Yeah, let him go ahead and promote Josh McNown and let him be the head coach and bring Aaron Rodgers in, trade Deshaun up to Green Bay, and let him and LaFleur learn together. I think that'd be great.
AJ, you can't fault a champion for wanting to be a champion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay in a dire situation when I know I can make my life blossom like a rose. I'm not going to do it. If I have leverage to make my life better, guess what, my brother? You already know.
Yeah, already. Ferdinand, always good to talk to you, man. We'll talk to you a little later.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject at every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
The lunch break, where sports are the special of the day on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we are back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Got a new set of drops coming in. Young man wanted me to check out his drops. I will be getting them hopefully later on today, and you might hear some different voices tomorrow. So want to appreciate El Michelle doing all that she did. Again, if you want professional drops for your business, you got to get them from El Michelle. She does a great job. She's one of our host sponsors of the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Challenge. And after yesterday's games, 3 people have been eliminated. 3 people will be battling for $600 cash, courtesy of folks like El Michelle and sports and wellness doctor and Hartwell and Fowler and Tidwell. So again, appreciate all of our sponsors. But after yesterday's games, at number 6, she dropped all the way down to the bottom, was none other than Keisha Kelly. She was the lone lady hanging in there with all those fellas, and she had a rough weekend. She went 0-2. And based on the tiebreaker, dropped all the way down to number 6. At number 5, who has also been eliminated, one of our favorites here on the show, none other than Big Time Floyd, 7-5. He's been eliminated. And then at number 4, the silent man, I call him. He always participates, but we rarely hear from him, is none other than George Griffin. George Griffin is 7-5. Check this out. Heading into the final week of the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. I'm talking about 3 people. And they got to give me their picks in 2 weeks on Super Bowl Sunday by 4 o'clock. By 4 o'clock, I got to have picks from these 3 people. At number 3, based on the tiebreaker, is none other than Milo. Milo is at number 3 at 9-3. And still has a chance to win it all. At number 2, got to have his picks by 4 o'clock in 2 weeks on February the 7th, is none other than Ferdinand at 9-3. Based on the tiebreaker, he just edged Milo out by 1 this weekend. By 1 this weekend. And then at number 1, with a chance to win it all for the 2nd season in a row, is none other than Chi-Town, and his score 9-3. All of the top 3 are tied at 9-3. Chi-Town 9-3, Ferdinand 9-3, Milo 9-3. One of them is going to win $600 in 2 weeks. One of them is going to be $600 richer in 2 weeks. So we do. We do. We thank all of our sponsors. Victor Smokebox Barbecue and Catering. Appreciate him. Appreciate him. I'll list them. I'll list them because all of them have put money up so we can get that $600. I'll list all of our sponsors in just a little bit. Wow. Wow. I mean it. Ferdinand, Milo, and Chi-Town, all 9-3. Chi-Town number 1, based on the tiebreaker. Ferdinand, number 2, based on the tiebreaker. And Milo was number 3. Both Chi-Town, Ferdinand, and Milo all had Kansas City winning the final game. Chi-Town was only 6 off the final score. Ferdinand was 10 off the final score, and Milo was 11. It was that close. It was that close. So again, George Griffin, Floyd, Big Time Floyd, and Keisha Kelly, thank you for y'all's participation. Great job. We'll see y'all come basketball time. And then for Chi-Town, Ferdinand, and Milo, I need your picks in 2 weeks on Sunday by 4 o'clock Central. I think all 3 of them are in our time zone. Yes, Chi-Town, same time zone. Ferdinand and Milo are both here in Texas. So, yeah. Got to have y'all's by 4 o'clock Central. Great job. All right, so that aside, I just said something that some folks are hitting me up text message-wise. In fact, Aaron said, did you just say trade Aaron Rodgers for Deshaun Watson? Yeah, why not? Deshaun Watson has made it official. We have heard from Deshaun, not from his people, his agent, his friends, his gal, none of them. Deshaun has said, I want to be traded to either the New York Jets to play for Robert Saleh, or the Miami Dolphins to play for Brian Flores. So let me ask you this. Which would you prefer? Aaron Donald, Tua Tagovailoa, or Aaron Rodgers? Sam Darnold, Tua Tagovailoa, or Aaron Rodgers? Remember now, the Texans can determine where they're going to trade Deshaun to. And I don't want to hear, oh no, they're about to hire Airbnb and everything is going to be good with Deshaun. No, dog, no, bruh. Too much has been done. Too much has been said. The Cal McNair has shown his hand. Jack Easterby has shown his hand. And if I'm Nick Casserole, what's his name? I told Larry and Stafford I was going to steal that. If I'm Nick Casserole, I start earning my money. You're the general manager. Make this deal work. Don't try to talk him out of it. You're the reason why he wants to go. I'm talking about Deshaun now. You're the reason why Deshaun wants to go, Mr. Casserole. Green bean casserole. So get on the phone with Green Bay and find out what deal you can get done with your brilliant New England self and get Aaron Rodgers to Houston. That might soften some of the blow that you and your prayer partners have started down there off of Kirby. Because it's a hot mess down there. It's a hot mess. That Jack Easterby has messed it up for everybody. And no longer will I paint Cal McNair as the ill-informed, doesn't know anything about it. He's the ringleader. And the 3 of them wanted to be together. Now, folks are trying to get off the boat. So, Jack Easterbunny, Nick Casserole, Cal, McNair, go get Aaron Rodgers. Go get Aaron Rodgers. And hopefully your fan base will forgive you. You cannot bring in Sam Darnold. I'm going to tell you now. You cannot bring in Sam Darnold and save the majority of your fan base. You're going to have some diehard fans that go stick with you if you bring in Gardner Minshew. If you bring in Gardner Minshew, you're going to have some diehard fans that are going to try and talk folks into it. You already got a whole bunch of apologists over there on 610 trying to tell everybody why it's a good deal to go with Josh McNown. Oh, he's got a great relationship with Deshaun. He's been on the team for 2 months. What kind of great relationship does he have in 2 months? This ain't the 30-day bride. Married at first sight. Just because Cal looked into Jack Easterby's eyes and fell in love doesn't mean that Deshaun fell in love working out next to Josh McNown. So y'all three, y'all go and make something for real happen. Don't try and bring in Sam Darnold. I know Keith Hennig said he'd rather have Tua. I get it. Out of the three, he's got the bigger upside. He's got the bigger upside. But, fans have short attention spans. Some of them do. Some of them have adult ADD. Give him Aaron Rodgers, still in his prime, trying to do what Tom Brady did over there in Tampa, and let him come and try and be great here in Houston. Don't try to sell them on Sam Darnold. I don't want Tua to get caught up in this mess over here. Man, it's Aaron Rodgers or bust. But if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I don't know his contract situation. I should. It's a click away. Aaron Rodgers could be the king of LA. Aaron Rodgers could go to either of the LA teams, including the Chargers if he wanted to. I know they love Justin Herbert, but Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron wants to come there. Yo, Justin, remember that clipboard that you were holding when Tyrod Taylor was here? Yeah, get that. Get that and come see me. But that's probably the least likely landing spot. Would you rather have Jared Goff or Aaron Rodgers with that defense in LA with the Rams? Oh, baby. I mean, for real. For real. Or if you're San Francisco, you want Jimmy Garoppolo? Yeah, that's why it's got to be a trade, Keith. Yeah, 4 more years under contract. I thought he just signed an extension. But, yeah, he can be traded, just like Deshaun can be traded. If I'm the 49ers, I'm on the phone right now. Yo, hey, Jimmy, can you go out to the car and get my laptop? I left my laptop out in the car. And you got your laptop sitting right there, so he's going to be looking for a while. I just unlocked it. Go ahead and get it for me. Go ahead. Hey, yo, this is John Lynch with the 49ers. Can I speak with the general manager of the Green Bay Packers, please? Hey, yo, how you doing? What's up with Aaron? Can we get Aaron Rodgers? We'll send y'all Jimmy and whatever else y'all want. Listen, call me back, but text me though. Text me because I might be in mixed company. I mean, for real, Doc. For real. If you can get Aaron Rodgers in place of Jared Goff or Jimmy Garoppolo, you do it yesterday. You do it the day before that. You do it every day for the rest of this year. You get that done. Aaron Rodgers said after the game, everybody, a lot of futures are in doubt. A lot of futures are in question. A lot of things are uncertain, including with me. Aaron Rodgers, man, was heartbroken after that loss, and for good reason. I know him and Matt LaFleur get along well, but I got to be honest, Matt LaFleur made a rookie head coach mistake. You don't give the ball back to Tom Brady in a game where there is no tomorrow. If you go for it on 4th down and you don't make it, at least you tried. If you kick a field goal and you still need the ball back and you never see the ball again, you don't get credit for trying. And your quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, you just said you don't trust Aaron Rodgers. that was 2 down territory. Aaron had the chance to run it in. I believe Aaron would have tried to run it in if he knew that that was 3rd down. If we don't get it, we're going to kick the field goal. I believe Aaron would have tried to carry dogs into the end zone. Like, come on, dog, I ain't going down. I'm trying to win a chip. Yeah. A lot happened on that one play. That's like being with somebody for a long time and find out they don't believe in you. They still got doubts. Y'all been ride or die. Y'all road dogs. Y'all been through the fire, through the flood, seen broken pieces and lightning flash from above. But through it all, you remembered that they loved you and they cared. I'm Aaron Rodgers, man. I'm like, yo, this ain't what I thought it was. I wish you luck, Matt, but I gotta go. Trade me. If Aaron says those 2 words, they gotta get it done. They have to get it done. And if I'm Aaron, I'm looking at my options. Is there enough in Houston that if they trade me down there, that I can do what Tom Brady did? Is there enough? I think the best opportunity for him is in LA with the Rams. Oh, but AJ, 2 years ago, the 49ers were in the Super Bowl. Yeah, but the Rams got a defense unlike the 49ers have. I know 49ers, weren't they without their one of those Bosa brothers? Didn't he go down? So maybe the 49ers job ain't bad. They got that tight end, Kittle. Either one of those jobs is better than what he's got in Green Bay right now. They've shown him twice now that they don't believe in him. They drafted that quarterback, didn't tell him. They didn't give him a shot on 3rd down and goal. 4th and goal. They didn't give him a shot. I'm Aaron Rodgers. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I'm Aaron Rodgers. Me in Green Bay. I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh and sing a song. It seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes a time we have to say so long. Y'all know down here up in Texas, they say, turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Turn out the lights, the party's over. It's time to say goodbye, my friends. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I sing whatever they want to sing. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, and you got to get me out of here too. If you are a licensed CDL driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, I want you to call this number, 832-767-3211. 832-767-3211. You are a licensed CDL driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card. A reputable company wants to talk with you. And the number to dial for more information, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. All right, y'all. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
My name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they're able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
You're listening to 1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
Lunch break crew. What's up with it?
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. Big shout out to Mr. Homie himself, Keith Hennig, man. I got you, bro. I got you. Keith Hennig said Aaron Rodgers with the Chargers would be awesome. Well, I don't think they're going to sit the young man down. Justin Herbert had such a breakout year. I think they ride or die with him now. And, they got that new head coach, so, there's that. I think Aaron Rodgers under Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan, though, is a lot different than under a first-year head coach. In fact, the Sean McVay thing with Aaron Rodgers, oh, yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, that's a thing. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. But, again, Green Bay had a shot, man, and they couldn't do it. They got down 28-10, got it all the way back to within some points, and then couldn't get over the hump after going for a field goal when they should have been going for touchdowns. Ended up losing 31-26 in the NFC Championship game, and it sends Tom Brady to his 10th Super Bowl, and it is the first time that an NFL team will play in a Super Bowl hosted by their city. So Tampa Bay is hosting the Super Bowl 55, and the Buccaneers will be playing in a home game. And I said last night, and you got to be from around the area or know something about the Glazer brothers, the owners of Tampa Bay, to know that it's ironic that they would get to be the team that plays in the first Super Bowl that they host. I mean, when I tell you, they have been something. If it were not for Al Davis, if it were not for Jerry Jones, if it were not for, Art Modell. Trying to think of some other controversial owners. The Glazer brothers would be more on the forefront of, are you kidding me? They once named the stadium after a restaurant called Houlihan's that did not even exist in Tampa. They named the stadium after a restaurant that none of their fans could go to in the city. They once fired a beloved head coach who was one play away from a Super Bowl and brought in John Gruden. When I tell you, these guys right here were, Dan Snyder had nothing on the Glazer brothers. They were however dumb you think Dan Snyder is when it comes to football, the Glazer brothers are dumber. And for them to get to be the ones to finally play a Super Bowl in their home stadium, which, thank God, is finally not named after a restaurant that's not even in town. I mean, for Christ's sake. But good for them. And I guess if there's a redemption story, maybe theirs is it. Bringing in Tom Brady, pulling that off was a coup. Tom Brady doing what I guess he really thought he could do, leading them to the Super Bowl, I guess is a coup. And the fact that it's being played at Raymond James. No, that's not the name of the stadium. What's the Buccaneers' name of their stadium? I want to keep that stat up. I should know that, but I don't. Tampa Bay Football Stadium. It is called Raymond James. I had it right. Also known as Ray J. All right. I'm happy for Tampa Bay. I am. as I said before, I'm not going to give all the love to Tom Brady because there are a lot of good news stories in that game. None bigger than the HBCU players that are represented in that game. None bigger than the HBCU players that are represented in that game. And I got to give nothing but love to Keisha Kelly for, dropping the knowledge. Antonio Hamilton and Alex Brown, both out of South Carolina State University, are playing in the Super Bowl. And I'm excited for them. I'm not giving all the love to Tom Brady when you got HBCU players that defied the odds, that came out of what some people call lesser schools. They're in the Super Bowl, baby, and you can't take that away from them. And either way it goes, one of them is going to win the championship. One of them is going to win it all. So congratulations to them. And there is not many stories bigger than Leonard Fournette. I mean, literally, Tom Coughlin tried to defame this young man's character, tried to paint him as a malcontent, and run him out of the league for, watch this, hating losing. For hating to lose. For hating to be a part of a losing franchise. And Tom Coughlin singled him out and wanted to run him out of the sport, to the point where the young man had to go on social media and say, hey, I love the sport. I'm motivated. Whoever gets me is going to get the hardest worker in the game. And this young man's reputation spoke for itself. He had no problems off the field, had no problems in his past, was a dominating player at an SEC school, was a dominating player in high school, and was doing well in the pros, except for being on the losers that Jacksonville was. And he didn't like it. Imagine if Tom Brady had spoken out on a losing team. What kind of love and support he would have. Oh, he's a great guy. He just hates losing. Leonard Fournette does it. Oh, he's a malcontent. He's a loser. We don't need that kind of attitude. Tom Coughlin's somewhere right now playing shuffleboard in a retirement community. And yeah, I said it that way for a reason. He should have been gone long before he was. And Leonard Fournette is on his way to a Super Bowl. Good for him. So yeah, I can't make this all about Tom Brady. I got to give love to Mike Evans, who's from Galveston. Mike Evans from right here in the neighborhoods. A&M product. Again, nothing but talent. And he finally gets a chance to win a Super Bowl. Good for him. Good for him. And then not to mention, there are 2 women coaches and a woman official that will be all there for the first time ever in NFL history. There are Black assistant coaches that are on the staff of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are all on their way to a Super Bowl. Eric Bieniemy, Todd Bowles, on their way to another Super Bowl. Eric Bieniemy up with Kansas City. Byron Leftwich. How long before he gets to be a head coaching candidate? Don't put him in line now. Remember, we don't have lines anymore for head coaching candidates. And oh yeah, by the way, he calls plays. Don't think he doesn't call plays. He calls and designs plays. So yeah, I can't make this one all about Tom Brady. No, not this time. Not this time. Happy for Tom, but as happy, if not happier, for some other folks too. All right, listen. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on with her latest COVID-19 update, and then we'll put this first hour on the books. Get the second hour underway right here on the legendary KYOK. If you want in, 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. It is the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
No, today. As announced Friday, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi will send over to the Senate a single article of impeachment today. This paves the way for the next major event, the Senate trial. For this year's impeachment trial, Pelosi has selected a diverse group of House members, including African Americans, Delegate Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands, and Congressman Joe Neguse of Colorado. A group of 27 epidemiologists rated the riskiest places to go in the U.S. during the pandemic. According to the report published by Yahoo News, the 3 least risky of the riskiest places are outside gatherings, hotels, and eating in a restaurant with outdoor seating. The 3 riskiest places to go include indoor restaurants, indoor theaters, or churches and nursing homes. The potential for virus spread remains high in places that host activities that require a lot of maskless eating, speaking, shouting, and singing. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
You're listening to The Lunch Break with AJ on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Again, Sybil Wilkes giving us her COVID-19 update. All right, other sports news. The Spurs beat Washington over the weekend, 121-101, thanks to 7 players in double figures. They're going to visit New Orleans tonight at 8 o'clock, take on Zion Williamson and the crew. The Rockets blasted the Mavericks 133-108. They had 33 from Eric Gordon, but nothing bigger than DeMarcus Boogie Cousins, 28 points, 17 rebounds, and some key defense in the win. They're going to host Washington tomorrow at 7. And that will be the return of none other than Russell Westbrook. College basketball, it was number 2 Baylor beating Oklahoma State 81-66. Number 8 U of H beat Temple 68-51. TSU beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 66-57. It was Prairie View all over Mississippi Valley State 77-31. Incarnate Word beat A&M Corpus Christi 72-53. UT San Antonio, the Roadrunners beat Southern Miss 78-72. And Stephen F. Austin beat Lamar 102-72. That's your sports update. We'll be right back with more in the second hour right after this.
The legendary 1140 AM KYOK Conroe and 92.3 FM K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about about the Saints. You know, all this hunter, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up with chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from him. He's a man. They can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Media Monday. Wow, I already trying to make it. I almost said Freestyle Friday. It's like the first day of the work week. So, yeah, I got to do better than that. All right, so a lot of people are hitting me up on text about who my Mount Rushmore of players all time are, and I'm throwing out some names real quick. And hang on, I'm gonna get them to you in a second. And all right, so here we go. The question is Tom Brady the greatest athlete to ever play a sport? And my answer is no. Mount Rushmore has 4 faces on it. And I got 5 names, and none of them are Tom Brady. I got Michael Jordan. I got Serena Williams. And I know, somebody's going to say, Serena Williams, what has she done? She's carried the sport for decades for women. Carried it. Like, she has been great for decades. Dominated the sport, revolutionized the sport, literally made them change the game. So Serena Williams, as far as athletes, greatest athletes, she's on my Mount Rushmore. Another name that's on my Mount Rushmore is Hank Aaron. You got to put Hammering Hank on there for me. I mean, he did what nobody else thought could be done. He broke Babe Ruth's home run record and then put another 41 on top of that. Hank Aaron has 41 more home runs than, somebody's greatest of all time. And then I look at other sports. I look at Michael Phelps. I look at Usain Bolt. I even go back and I got to look at Carl Lewis, at Willie Mays, at Bill Russell, at Jim Brown, at Barry Sanders. Notice I haven't even gotten to Magic Jordan and LeBron James. I will give him the greatest quarterback of all time. I'll give him that. As far as stats go, I mean, yeah, in team sports, for him to be in 18% of all the championships ever played in that sport. But you got to remember, it's a team sport. So is he one of the greatest of all time in team sports? That changes my Mount Rushmore. Serena Williams isn't a team sport. Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus. No, those aren't team sports. So now he moves further up the pecking order. But if I said of all time, all sports, team and individual, no, he's not there for me. For me. And I know my vote doesn't count for anything, but if you're going to have the argument, you got to be fair about it. And sometimes we can be captured by the moment. And then off the top of my head, I start to think, and I can't come up with four better than Tom Brady, but Bill Russell has rings on both hands plus a finger. So whatever the criteria, there are guys that have some dominant out of this world. Notice I didn't even say Wayne Gretzky. Now, if we're talking about a couple of mountains, we're talking about, a mountain range where we can do more than four faces. Yeah, I can get him in there. But if I only have a ridge that has four faces on it, his ain't there yet. And I don't know if it will be. Well, AJ, if he wins another championship, he'll have just as many championships as Robert Horry. Oh, yeah, you can't compare him to Horry. Horry was a role player. He's got as many championships. Russell's got more. Bill Russell. Reggie Jackson. Guys, come on. Let's slow down. Let's enjoy the moment without trying to knock other people out of greatness because Tom Brady's doing something that, nobody thought he could do but him and his fans and his family. It's great. But there are a lot of stories out there. Man, don't you know that if Pat Mahomes wins, he's 2-0 in Super Bowls. Back to back. Oh, Brady's done that? Yeah. But Mahomes ain't done. And good for Andy, man. Good for Andy Reid. Good for Eric Bieniemy. Good for him. Real excited for those. Steve Spagnuolo. I don't know what it is about Spagnuolo and defenses for Super Bowls, but bruh, I tell you what, if I'm Brady, I better know who's over there calling the defense, and that dude seems to have Brady's number. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do the research on defenses led by Steve Spagnuolo versus Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. Got to take a break. Sports update brought to you by the Tax Doctor and Lily. And also, if you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, you know what that is if you got it. All you got to do is call these people, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. A reputable company wants to talk with you. If you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Right here on the lunch break.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. and they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359. Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680. I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Now let's get back to the lunch break with AJ on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, we are back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is Media Monday. I got a lot of folks hitting me up with a lot of different things. Let me get to some of these messages. Antonio wants to know, how can I not have Brady on the list? I just said Michael, Serena, Hank Aaron, probably got to go Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain maybe even, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, there's a lot of names out there, fellas, ladies. There's a lot of names out there with people with amazing accomplishments that are not recent history that everybody wants to just forget about because Tom Brady is in the news right now. And yes, he's been into, when I look at Tom Brady's stats, let me pull up some of Tom Brady's Super Bowl stats or playoff stats or whatever we want to call them. Hold on, let me see. Here we go. Tom Brady will continue to rewrite Super Bowl records. Here we go. Super Bowl 55 will be Brady's 10th Super Bowl, by far the most in NFL history. Two other players have played in 6 Super Bowls, former Bills and Broncos defensive lineman Mike Lodish, and Brady's old teammate Steve Gostkowski. John Elway is the only quarterback other than Brady to play in even 5 Super Bowls. Okay, got it. We're still talking football, though. Games won. Brady has won 6 Super Bowl rings and will be going for his 7th. Former 49er and quarterback Cowboys linebacker Charles Haley is the only other player with 5 Super Bowl rings. I'll say it again. Bill Russell has enough for 2 hands and some. 2 hands, and he needs to borrow somebody else's finger. If Brady wins this one, he will have the exact same number as Robert Ory. Different sport, AJ. Yeah, but you're counting them as if they count. So if they count, then everybody's ring counts. Pass attempts. Brady has thrown 392 passes in Super Bowl. Peyton Manning has thrown for the second most, 155. Still football. Pass attempts in one game. Brady threw a Super Bowl record 62 in the Patriots overtime win over the Falcons. Yeah, that was more the Falcons meltdown than Brady's melt up. Completions. Brady has completed 256 passes in Super Bowl. Peyton Manning is the next most with 103. Completions in one game. Brady has the record with 43 against the Falcons. He also has the second most completions in any Super Bowl with 37 against the Seahawks. Consecutive completions. Brady 16 straight, and that was a Super Bowl record against the Giants, but you know what happened there. I could go on. Brady has 18 Super Bowl touchdowns. Joe Montana is next with 11. I mean, that's great. All of that is great. That doesn't make him the greatest athlete to ever play. And I'm not going to play the game with you. If you move Usain Bolt over to quarterback, could he do what Tom Brady did? I guarantee you, if you move Tom Brady over to Usain Bolt's thing, we wouldn't know who Tom Brady is, except for he was the guy that came in last. So as bad as Usain Bolt might be at quarterback, Tom Brady will definitely be horrible at track. So I'm not going to rewrite your history just to get Tom Brady in. Greatest athletes of all time, I got a bunch of names. Tom Brady's not in the top 4. So it's just that simple. AJ, you're biased. No, I'm not. I was one of the ones that said Tom Brady wasn't done in New England last season before. I said he wasn't done then. I thought he was going to be fine now. I just didn't think he was going to be better than the Saints and the who did I have in the NFC South? I had the Saints. I think I had Carolina, Atlanta, and then Tampa Bay. And I didn't have Tampa Bay last. I didn't have them last. I had them third, I think. So, yeah, no, miss me on that one. In fact, we're spending too much time talking about Brady now, man. Listen, Kansas City ain't bad. Kansas City ain't bad, and Josh Allen got a real hands-on lesson about what the next level looks like. When they needed him to make plays, he was ended up getting sacked and chased, and I mean, he took some deep, long sacks that you just can't take. And I got to tell you, I am sick of seeing quarterbacks playing their hardest, and then when a defensive player plays their hardest and the quarterback gets sacked, then he wants to kick and throw the ball in his face and jump up and all that other stuff. No, sir. You're playing hard, still trying to win. These guys are playing hard, still trying to stop you from winning. And just because Mason Rudolph got away with that nonsense doesn't mean you're going to get away with it. That was a weak move for Josh Allen to throw the ball in the face of that defender last night, and then for Allen's teammate to come and cheap shot the defender because he didn't see Allen throw the ball in his face. Yeah, I'm just telling you, man, these quarterbacks are going to get some folks in trouble, and I don't know. Big Mike was like, yo, man, me and number 72 or whatever the guy's number was would still be fighting. I agree. You're not going to cheap shot me because your quarterback's weak. I'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Linda J. I recently purchased 4 new tires from OMG Tires and More, located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen. TK got me in and out in less than 30 minutes. While there, I got my car washed. Do you need rims for your car? OMG has them too. OMG Tires and More is your one-stop shop for all your tire needs. So give them a call at 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. Conveniently located at 3124 Tidwell between 59 and Jensen on the north side.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, maybe losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. 800-580-7680. That's 800-580-7680.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
Let's be honest, wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. 800-262-4690. That's 800-262-4690.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Now let's get back to the lunch break with AJ on the legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Man, I literally knocked off one of the things on my bucket list, and I'm talking about my bucket list for real. I was a guest co-host on the Not So Christian and Me show on Saturday at 1 o'clock with Natasha Marie, with Denise Scott, wife of Larry Scott. He came in, and then we had a great co-host, special guest in the studio, Miss Roberson, who took the COVID-19 shot after seeing her grandfather suffer with the virus and the results of the virus and passed away with them in an outer room, like they could see into the room, but they couldn't go in the room to be next to him. And she decided to go ahead and take the shot and has had no side effects or anything like that. But just to be on the Not So Christian to Me show, phenomenal. I mean, they do a great job. So if you get a chance to check them out on Saturdays between 1 and 2 right here on the legendary KYOK AM 1140, 92.3, and on KYOKradio.org. You should check them out. They are phenomenal. Very great show. Loved every bit of it. Pastor Tim Sloan from the Luke Church Humble called in. He had Dr. Anthony Fauci on a video interview for his church members to kind of ask their questions about the vaccine and all that. So great time with the Not So Christian Me show, man. It was a bucket list experience. Let me go to the phone line. Hello, you're live on the lunch break. Who's this? Hello? They hung up on me. Call back. Yeah, Natasha Marie, and I'm just going to kill all my cool points. Oh, my gosh. I had only seen her on video and on pictures, but sitting next to her, I was like a bumbling idiot. I was like, I don't know what I want to say. I mean, she was phenomenal and professional and everything, and I was just crazy. I had nothing. I was like, I'm just going to go home. I don't know. Nothing. AJ, do you have any questions? No, I ain't got no questions. It was more than I could handle. It was more than I could handle. Great show. All joking aside, great show. All right, so someone just called in. Call back 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. The new head coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, Nick Sirianni, is hiring his staff, and I can't really let you see who his staff is because it just doesn't work real good on radio. But everybody on his staff, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, pass coordinator, and offensive line are all of them now are you got copier paper? If you got copier paper, just hold up a piece of copier paper. All of his staff, every one of them, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, pass coordinator, and offensive line coach, every single one of his staff. I'm going to say this again, and I want everyone to hear me clearly when I say it's all right that owners of NFL and Major League Baseball and NBA basketball can hire whoever they want to hire. It is okay. When they put up the billions of dollars or put the group together to buy that franchise, they are the boss. It's okay. And I am no longer going to bemoan trying to make grown men and women do what they don't have to do. That's no longer my fight. I will, though, shine the light on it, and you can't stop me. You can't stop me from shining the light on when a person who, for whatever reason, whether he's qualified or not, they hired that person to be their head coach. And apparently he was on their radar and they had to have him. And now they are giving him the ability to put his staff together. And everybody on his staff so far has one thing in common. I mean, I'm not fighting it. But I'm not celebrating it. And Philadelphia ain't going to be a team that I'm going to be rooting for. I'll root for Jalen Hurts. Local guy. Channel View High School. Good man. Loves the Lord. Going to be rooting for him. Well, AJ, what about the teams that have a staff that looks like your cell phone? Yeah. Just like I said, I'm not going to bemoan what Philadelphia is doing. I'm not going to bemoan what Tampa Bay did. I like it. It rarely happens. It's like a unicorn. He's also got a couple of women on his staff. I like it. It's more of a representation of the diversity in our country than what they're doing over in Philly, the city of brotherly love. I'll be rooting for Kansas City. I like what Andy Reid's doing. I like Andy Reid. I think Andy Reid hires based on merit. I don't know if they're hiring based on merit. Why? Because everybody over there looks like, no, I'm just saying. That doesn't look like the majority of the team. It doesn't look like the diversity in the city. It's what they wanted to do. Good for them. Glad they own a team that they can do it. So the next time I get to start talking about black people owning not only their own sports franchises, but their own league, it's not segregation. It's ownership. They're not going to only draft black players. They're not only going to have black head coaches or black general managers. They're not going to only do that. But you can't control the ownership and the hiring process and expect me to sit up here on my show and just say, oh, that's good. You know, ain't nothing wrong there. I hope Kyrie Irving buys a franchise or starts a league. I hope LeBron James and his group, you know, buys a WNBA franchise. And I use that because that's what he said he wanted to put a group together to do. And I hope that they have diversity in their hiring. I don't know the breakdown, but how many white men are head coaches in the WNBA? How many white women? All right, now, how many black men or black women are head coaches in the WNBA? How many white men are head coaches in the NBA? How many white women are head coaches in the NBA? See my point? If you want to stop hearing about, oh, the first black person is this, and oh, the first woman is that, then there's got to be diversity in hiring. But until there is, it's a thing, whether you like it or not. What's no longer a thing for me is when teams like Philadelphia do what Philadelphia is doing. That's no longer a thing for me. It's what they're allowed to do. I said it the other day. Ownership in major sports, Major League Sports, don't see a problem with their hiring practices. If they did, they are the very ones that can do something about it. There is not one owner that is prevented from hiring a black head coach, a black general manager, a black vice president of sports operations. Not one. Not one. And if they have a committee or an ownership board or partners that are against them doing that, that's where the problem is, not their hiring. And since none of them are doing it, it tells me they don't want to do it. Well, no, AJ, that's not what it says. It says that they're not qualified, that they're better qualified people out there. Okay, fine. So then what we need to do is get other opportunities for qualified people to be seen. And if it's not going to happen in the NFL, then we need a different FL. Oh, why you got to have something different? Why do we only have to use yours? Because it's been around the longest. So were leeches. But now they found a way to administer medicine differently. You're just being silly. No, you are. If I become a billionaire and I decide to use some of my hard-earned billions to start another league that doesn't play on ABC, NBC, CBS, or Fox, that plays on Amazon TV or YouTube or some other app. And the newer generation starts to see people that look like them. Because I decide I'm going after people that don't just look a certain way and didn't just come up the ranks the way some other folks did and didn't just do it like everybody else. But I decide, let me give Eric Bieniemy a shot. You know, let me find a young hot prospect like Steven Silas. Let me give him a shot. Let me see. I saw how Rick Smith could run the Texans. Let me see how he could run the whole organization. Rick, you're the vice president of all of it. You hire the general manager. You go out and hire the coaches and let me see you run a whole organization. My God, Tony Dungy, man, you were phenomenal when you were running the Colts and Tampa Bay. How about you being owner of one of the teams in my league? Oh yeah, and by the way, we're not going to charge the communities to build our stadiums. There are stadiums, for Christ's sake. We'll find a way to build them. What's wrong with that? There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. Not if you're the capitalistic, societal person that you claim to be. You know, everybody talks about Jay-Z and everybody talks about Lil Wayne and everybody talks about, 50 Cent and, they're pro this and pro that and pro the other. Well, you know what? There's some other young people out there. Hey, let me see what Pharrell can do out there with an organization. Yo, man, this is your team. Let me go talk to some of the young business people. Let me go talk to that young brother that is buying up blocks over in Fifth Ward. Yo, man, what can we do with this? You'd be surprised at how much talent is out there that you just don't know anything about. Oh, I got black friends. Because you have black friends don't mean you know the talent of the entire black community. You probably know like less than 1/1,000,000th of a percentage of all the black people out there. It's a low number. I got hundreds of black friends. It's still a low number. And the fact that we're even having this argument tells me who you are. In 2021, we're still talking about the credibility and the viability and the credentials of black head coaches in the NFL, black coaches in the NBA, black coaches in Major League Baseball, black coaches in hockey, black coaches in the WNBA. We're still talking about it. A lot of people owe Kyrie Irving an apology. I'll leave it at that. Take a break. We'll be right back with more. If you are a CDL licensed driver with a good driving record and a TWIC card, got some people that want to talk to you, they are a reputable company. 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211. If you have a CDL driver's license, as well as a good driving record and a TWIC card, call that number, 832-767-3211. That's 832-767-3211.
Hi, my name is Lily. My mom and dad used to fight about money all the time. Then one day, I heard them talking about this guy, some uncle I never knew, called Uncle Sam. Well, they say this Uncle Sam guy wanted them to pay him like $1 gazillion, and they didn't have $1 gazillion. So they called this company they heard on the radio called the Tax Doctor. And the Tax Doctor worked with Uncle Sam's people. I think they're called the IRS. And they are able to work it out so my mom and dad didn't have to pay Uncle Sam very much money at all. So now mom and dad are happy, and I'm happy too. Thanks, Tax Doctor.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call now and pay less. 800-603-9359. 800-603-9359. That's 800-603-9359.
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Robbie said, AJ, I get what you're saying, but what then happens when somebody with more money comes in and tries to buy up your league or tries to buy up all your teams? You'll have more of what we have now. Now, there's things that you can put in, bylaws and stuff like that, that don't allow that to happen. It's kind of like the NFL right now. There are a lot of things that owners of those teams can't do, a lot of them. And if you think I'm going to let, I don't know, Jerry Jones come in and buy up the league so he can make it more like what it is today, especially if it turns out to be competitive against the NFL. I know where he's going with that. Robbie's going with when Donald Trump bought into the USFL and basically killed the league from within because he wanted to, show that to the NFL owners so that they would let him into their small fraternity. That ain't gonna happen, bro. Not if it's mine. No, not if it's mine. I'm not going to exclude white owners, but you gonna come in and abide by these rules and not by trying to make it into something you want it to be. That's what happens too often with people in their dreams. You get people on your team that will try and change your dream. And you got to understand that you're either going to work under this dream. I'm casting my vision. You're either going to work under the vision. You're not going to change the vision. If you want to change the vision, that means you need to carry out your vision somewhere else. So, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen at all. And, snakes, well, I won't get into what happened with snakes. If you got a snake in your yard, you got a couple of options. You can catch it and move it somewhere else where it won't affect your yard, or, there you go. Somebody was talking about the discussion with Tom Brady being one of the greatest athletes of all time, and then they sent me a tweet from Chris Williamson. What's Chris's? So Chris is an Emmy-nominated SNY anchor, reporter, host, Newhouse alum. He's an IOTA, former Syracuse safety, and WBA award-winning sportscaster, member of the National Association of Black Journalists. Got to see if I can't get Chris on the show. So it says that Tom Brady will play in 10 Super Bowls in 21 seasons. That's 47% of his career. LeBron James has played in 10 finals in his 18-year career. That's 55% of his career. He says we may never see something like this again. So there you go. If I've got to go with my Mount Rushmore of greatest athletes of all time, I got Michael, I got Serena, I got Hank Aaron. I personally have Bill Russell on. But then you've got guys like LeBron, Usain Bolt, Michael Phelps, Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Muhammad Ali. I mean, bruh, it's a long list of greats before Tom Brady. It's a long list of greats before Tom Brady. But I appreciate y'all sharing that. All right, so let's see. Got a bunch of messages on here. ED said, and it's not Ed, it's E.D. Said, AJ, what do you think is going to happen with Deshaun Watson? Gone. I don't think the coach that they bring in right now is going to matter. I think it's more about principle and history and, what am I going to believe, what you say or what I've seen. I think Deshaun is done, and the fact that he put out a list of places that he wants to go. Number one, the Jets to play for Robert Saleh, or number two, Miami to play for Brian Flores. I think that speaks volumes. The fact that he wants to go to the Jets, though, as an organization, that surprises me. But that I guess that's how much he believes in Robert Saleh. So I think it's done. I think it's just a matter of making it happen. And like I said, if I'm the Texans, I put a call into Green Bay. I do, just to see. I mean, if you're Nick Casario or Casserole or whatever his name is, do your job. Do your job. You got to find the best options available for your team, your organization, and for these fans. And you have ticked Deshaun off so much he doesn't want to be here. So rather than throw your power and might around, make it work. Get him out of here. Get him to a place where he can be happy and you can get something in return. Oh, yeah, by the way, you have no salary cap room. You got the highest payroll in the NFL, and you don't have any draft choices. So go be great. Get your phone, go to work. So thanks, ED, for your message. Let's see who I've got. Price. What's up, Price? Price says, what do the Texans need to do to be in one of these games next year? I guess you're talking about the championship games or the Super Bowl. Get rid of the ownership. I no longer feel like it was Bill O'Brien that was the problem. I no longer feel like it was Brian Gaine. I no longer feel like it was Rick Smith. I no longer feel like it was, gosh, I can't think of his name. I hate when I do that. Used to be the head coach before Bill O'Brien came. I just don't feel like it was their faults anymore. I really feel like the ownership has been the issue. And just because they were not as outspoken as Jerry Jones or as hands-on as Dan Snyder or as underhanded as Jimmy Haslam, I really got to look at the ownership here in Houston. I just got to tell you, I don't know. I don't know. There is nothing in me that tells me that this group can hire the right head coach and bring in the right folks to, turn this thing around. So, no, I'm sorry. Gary Kubiak, good Lord. How did I drop the ball on that? So anyway, that's the answer to that question. I don't. If they keep Deshaun, if they keep J.J. Watt, they still got so many holes, and they don't have the draft capital to get the guys they need to fill up the holes. They're not picking until the third round again. I'm sorry. No, I don't see. I'm like James Harden now. They suck, and I don't see them getting any better anytime soon. Y'all want to run it back with Randall Cobb and Brandon Cooks and Kiki Kuti and Will Fuller? Y'all want to run that back? Y'all want to run it back with David Johnson and Duke Johnson? I mean, Titus Howard is the dude. Laramie Tunsil is the dude. What's up with everybody else? I know Titus is not a guard, but man, for some kind of, if there was a way possible to get Titus Howard and Laramie Tunsil on one side and leave them and let them be, let them be just that tandem that you can run behind and you can get whatever yards you need, you can get that behind those two. I'd like to see something like that. But they don't think like that. The secondary is abysmal. The defensive line is not what it used to be. And again, one of the big moves that a lot of folks don't realize the impact that it had was DJ Reader. DJ Reader was a solution, not a problem for your team. And they couldn't afford him. They had to let him walk. I mean, go back and look at it. Jadeveon Clowney was not a problem on your team. So you let guys who could lock that defense down, and then all you had to do was work on the offense. And I'll be doggone if you didn't have folks fooling with that. So no, I don't think the Texans can turn it around anytime soon. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. So, all right. Henry, man, Mr. AJ, I love the show. I've been listening for a long time. I don't call because y'all go hard, but I do want to text. Missing in all these conversations, the Dallas Cowboys. Bruh, again, I think the Cowboys did a good thing when they got rid of Riley as their defensive coordinator. I still think they need to move on from your guy, from your head coach. I think you got to move on from him. I think it was an experiment that didn't work, and I don't think Jerry's going to do that. You got to sign Dak. You got to rebuild that offensive line, and you got to work on that secondary. Those things have got to happen. Dak, line, secondary. But I really think your head coach is not the right guy. That old school, what I say, go put your name on it, all that. Send him up to Detroit. Let him work with that guy up there. Send him up to Detroit. Let him work with that guy up there. I just, all that, we're going to bite your head off and your ears off and this off and that off. Yeah, send him up there. Let them talk about all that kind of stuff. So that's what I say about the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy, man, I tell you, Aaron Rodgers, I think, was right to want to get out from under Mike McCarthy. And that's why I don't fault Aaron Rodgers for wanting to possibly move from from Green Bay. Whatever Green Bay was, it's not that now. And after Aaron Rodgers see Tom Brady go to a whole new franchise and get to the promised land with them, if I'm Aaron Rodgers, let me see what I can do with the Rams. Let me see what I can do with the 49ers. If I'm the Texans, I call Green Bay, but if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm not going there. Get another message real quick. Let me take one more message before we go. Marsha, hi, Marsha, how are you? Marsha has texted in, and she says, AJ, who's going to win the Super Bowl? I'm right now leaning towards Kansas City. I know everybody is in love with Tom Brady and the feel-good story that you got right here. Pat Mahomes is special. If Tyreek Hill did not show y'all that he is something above average, and I don't care, I'm going to call somebody out real quick. Seth Payne over at 6'10" said that Travis Kelce was a fraud. They said a few years ago. And all Travis Kelce did was come in and dominate the Texans, beat them 30-0 in the playoff game. Guess what? Travis Kelce is still playing at a high level, and Seth Payne is on the radio like me talking about it. I say all that to say Kansas City has some players. And I know, don't get me wrong, Tampa Bay is no trash. That's why I'm leaning towards Kansas City right now. I haven't said that's where I'm going. But yeah, good question. All right, I got to get ready to go. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on with her COVID-19 update. Keith Hennig, thinking about you, brother. Got you covered. And Donnie McClurkin up next with the Donnie McClurkin Show. He'll give you the best in gospel music, latest in the gospel music industry. When we come back tomorrow, it'll be Team Texas Tuesday. So be sure and tune into your boy. Also, tomorrow you've got tomorrow. I'm trying to think if we have a special guest tomorrow. I don't think we do. I don't think that they confirmed yet. So it'll be me. It'll be me. So anyway, let me get Sybil Wilkes on, and we'll be right back with more tomorrow right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Whether it's me and guests or whether it's me, we're going to have a good time. Again, it's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Be sure and stay masked up. Be sure and wash your hands 30 seconds or more. Be sure and give people their 6 feet. Sanitize everything around you. Be sensitive to everyone around you. And whatever you do, when you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, but the racism. It's time out for that. And you know what I say. Let's not be divided. Let's be united. All right. We'll be right back tomorrow. Y'all take care.
As announced Friday, Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi will send over to the Senate a single article of impeachment today. This paves the way for the next major event, the Senate trial. For this year's impeachment trial, Pelosi has selected a diverse group of House members, including African Americans, Delegate Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands, and Congressman Joe Neguse of Colorado. A group of 27 epidemiologists rated the riskiest places to go in the U.S. during the pandemic. According to the report published by Yahoo News, the 3 least risky of the riskiest places are outside gatherings, hotels, and eating in a restaurant with outdoor seating. The 3 riskiest places to go include indoor restaurants, indoor theaters, or churches and nursing homes. The potential for virus spread remains high in places that host activities that require a lot of maskless eating, speaking, shouting, and singing. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. Hope y'all have a good rest of your day. And we will definitely talk to you tomorrow. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There is nothing you can do about it. Y'all have a